Welcome to Techstination. Joining us are Jeff Hutchings from SkullCandy and Alex Dudal with a company called Eastman. Thank you for joining us, Jeff and Alex.
Thanks for having us.
What we're talking about is a new headphone out from SkullCandy called the Riff Wireless On-Ear Headphone. And Jeff, I'll let you get started here telling us what is new, what's different about these headphones.
So what's different is, at SkullCandy, we have a mission statement where we really try to bring great audio experiences to everyone. We like to say we want to unleash the visceral power of music for all. And it really ties strongly back to our North Star of music you can feel. And so when we thought about building a headphone like Riff Bluetooth, that was the lens we really looked at through for the consumer. And in order to do that, we really needed to nail some basics at a good price point. And those basics really were, it needs to sound great. That's obviously very important to us. It needs to be very comfortable so that you can wear it for long periods of time. And we really wanted to over-index on durability. All of our headphones meet some stringent requirements for reliability and durability. But in the case of Riff, because it's an entry level and could be someone's first experience with the SkullCandy brand, we wanted to take an extra measure, I guess, and which is why we sought out a material for the headband like Triton, which we knew would provide us a nearly indestructible headband for this. And that's really kind of the focus. Those three key areas are the three pillars for that product.
And Alex, tell us what Triton is. It's developed by Eastman. It's, I guess, what you're calling a copolyester?
Yes, correct. Triton is a specialty copolyester material that's unique to Eastman. It's actually one of the fastest growing engineering thermoplastics on the market. It's been out for about 10 years, actually. I think we've just celebrated 10 years of Triton about a year ago. And Triton's had a lot of success in a variety of markets because of its durability, the fact that it's BPA-free. It's had a lot of success in markets like appliances, housewares, drinkware, products in medical environments where resistance to sanitizers and cleaners in hospitals is required. So really virtually any application that requires improved durability or requires tough, clear, BPA-free material, Triton's had a lot of success in, and we're seeing more and more applications for it in consumer electronics space because companies are beginning to recognize more and more, such as SkullCandy, that durability matters, especially as electronics become more and more portable and more smaller in size.
Well, can you, I don't know if you can quantify it at all or give us more of a description about the advantages that Triton has when it comes to durability and why consumers might want that in their headphones?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a couple of things that are unique to Triton when it comes to durability, which can be quantified, in many different ways. So first of all, one of the things that's unique about Triton is chemical resistance of the material. So inherently, devices, especially portable devices, get exposed to a variety of chemicals. Usually that involves things like skin oil, obviously, as they're worn on the body, things like lotions, hair gels. So a lot of times people are not fully aware of that, but those things can be really, really harsh to plastics. So when electronics went from, more stationary things that we used to use on our, desks and things like that, to more portable things like headphones and a variety of wearable devices, the exposure to a variety of chemicals increases. So Triton actually has really good resistance to a variety of chemicals that allows it to retain its inherent mechanical properties for substantially better than many other competitive materials. So that's one way that we improve overall durability of products if Triton is utilized. The other one, just inherently mechanical properties of the material are very, very tough, on which we have a variety of examples. So in some other spaces, Triton is used, for example, by companies that manufacture really, really high-speed blenders, several horsepower type blenders, several thousand RPMs that require significant impact resistance, right? So that same durability can benefit from in a wearable device like headphones. And in addition to that, it has really good flex fatigue properties. So if you take a variety of common materials that are used in an application like a headband, as you can imagine, that those materials get exposed to just repetitive cycles of basically people taking headphones off and on. And over the lifetime, it can add up to quite a number of cycles, which is also very stressful to materials. So because of Triton's inherent good flex fatigue properties, it can withstand a number of cycles until it starts losing properties. That number is substantially higher than for other materials like polycarbonate, for example, which is another common material used in this space. So those are at least three different ways where Triton improves durability of a headphone product.
You can really see the value there. Jeff, tell us more about the features with these particular headphones. You've paid a lot of attention, I noticed too, to design here and giving people even some options, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, one of the things that's unique about SkullCandy in the consumer audio space is, we are a lifestyle brand rooted in board sports, born on a chairlift in Park City many years ago, and we've tried to stay true to that. So industrial design is an important aspect. We always want to build something that people want to incorporate into their own personal brand, which is important for our youthful consumers, right? They want to put something on their body that makes a statement in some cases, and so it's very important that the headphones do that. So we pay a lot of attention to the way the headphone actually looks when you're wearing it. We keep the profile low. We'll use colors in interesting ways. Also, ergonomics are very important, as I mentioned before. So the actual shape of the ear cups and the cushions on this headphone, they're oblong and a bit larger than they need to be just for acoustics, but we did that to spread the pressure out over the pinna a little bit more. We also used very soft foam and a very soft covering on the earphones to make it super comfortable. And as Alex mentioned, the headband itself is deceptively simple looking, but is under some of the most difficult mechanical stresses of the headphone. We have test cycles where we put them in a machine as part of our design validation, and we basically bend that headphone in the headband area, full extension about 10,000 times. It equates to putting the headphone on and off your head about 9 times a day for 3 years roughly. And at the end of those tests, it has to still meet some basic ranges in the mechanical properties. But then, of course, people also have a tendency to abuse things, especially when they're lower priced. So we also wanted to build something that in those strange cases where it gets stepped on or one of the ear cups gets hung up while you're pulling it out of a backpack, any time where the headband might be completely overstressed, we wanted to avoid the possibility of things like a brittle failure, and Triton really helps us do that. So it's a great combination of ergonomics and durability that really pays off in an entry price point headphone.
And you describe it in your literature as simply an ultra durable headband. Tell us about some of the other features. One that comes to mind is the ability to take these where the battery's running low and give it a pretty quick charge and get a couple of hours of use out of them.
Yeah, rapid charge is something that we introduced in 2017 actually on our Hash 3 Bluetooth headphone, and we've carried that forward in the line, and we have a kind of a minimum spec of 10 minutes gets you 2 hours of playtime. And it's just one of those, key differentiators, I think. One of the bummer aspects of a wireless product in general is that you do have to charge it, and we all forget to do that. And we wanted to make sure that you could get a meaningful amount of playtime with a very small amount of charge time. So we have products like Riff Bluetooth that give you 2 hours. Our Venue headphone will give you 5 hours with 10 minutes of charge time. So for those times where you forget, just know you can plug it into your power bank for 10 minutes and you can watch a movie or do whatever it is you need to do.
And when you do have it fully charged, you can pretty much have them on all day.
Yeah, you'll get a full 12 hours of usage out of them. We have a standardized test methodology where we use a specific test signal. And we know that most people will probably get a bit more than that 12 hours, but you should get at least that. We've also focused a lot on Bluetooth connectivity, making sure that that's rock solid and as easy to use as possible. We have a simple 3-button interface that's common across all of our wireless headphones. So once you've learned how to use one of them, you've learned how to use them all in terms of how you access your volume controls, play, pause, etc. And we always try to give you what we call full media control. So again, going back to our North Star, where we're trying to connect you to your music in the most frictionless way possible, we always try to give you the ability to have full control over your music, play, pause, volume, track forward, without having to pull your phone out of your pocket, for example. So that's a big focus for us as well.
Terrific. Now tell us about the pricing. You've mentioned these are low cost and availability.
Yeah, so it's a retail price of $49.99, which gives you, I think, a lot of value for your money. You're getting premium audio quality. We've used custom 40 millimeter drivers that we designed in-house here, as well as the cushions and things that I mentioned earlier, ultra durable headband, excuse me, long battery life, rapid charge, all of those things for a pretty good price. And again, for us, it's important because we have products that span from $10 to $300. And this could be someone's very first experience with a wireless headphone and their first experience with the SkullCandy brand. So we really wanted to over-index and nail the basics so that, later on when that person grows up with the brand and they would consider, a higher price product, they'll stay within that SkullCandy ecosystem because they had such a great experience with even an entry-level price point.
Very cool. And there are multiple designs people can pick from, right?
Yeah, within there we have multiple colors. I think, I'm not sure which one we sent you. It may have been a black. That's always the easiest one for people to pick. But we one thing we love to do at SkullCandy is we call that bringing the candy. It's the color, it's the eye candy. So we do a lot of interesting things on some of the other colorways. There's in the backer behind the perforation pattern of the ear cushion, there's a pop color. So on one of the grays, there's a pop teal behind that. We have kind of a dark indigo blue with a pop orange behind the cushion. So we get playful at these price points because the customer tends to skew a bit younger. And so they want something that's got that cool flash of color and a cool design to go with it.
All for about $50. And for more info, folks can go to SkullCandy, SKULL Candy.com. Alex Dudal and Jeff Hutchings, thank you for taking the time with us.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me. Very much.
Now this. Innovation. Hi, I'm Fred Fishkin, and I've been covering consumer technology for a long time, and it takes a lot to impress me. That's why I'm excited to tell you about the latest way to enjoy cooking in the great outdoors from my friend Patrick Sherwin and his great team at GoSun Stove. What if you could harness the sun to cook your meals anywhere you go, day or night? The GoSun Fusion arrives this summer using the company's tried and true reflectors and a solar vacuum tube to get you cooking without the mess of charcoal, heavy propane tanks, or smoke. And with an optional solar panel and battery storage, and the ability to plug in at home or on the road, you really can use the GoSun Fusion to cook anytime and anywhere. Want to learn more? Head to gosun.co and use the code TEXTINATION to save 10%. That's gosun.co.